Hello, Guru here today, and today we are doing the level, the ride to Helm Steep. It's kind of part of a three-part series for me, starting with crossing the ford, and second with scouring the villages, which are the last two videos I recorded. Three levels in the second part of in the second chapter of the game that are very tough, have been very hard for me to beat, and are hard for me to actually record myself beating, because it can be very variable, and also because you only get the Witch King as your hero, which makes things tough since he's not a very good leader. So it will be satisfying to beat this and to get myself recorded beating this. So it starts out, you can tell I'm incredibly outnumbered, but I will get reinforcements in a couple turns. I'll get some guys up here, and maybe a turn after I'll get some guys down here. So to win, I need to kill a certain number of their leaders and a certain number of these peasants, pretty much most of the peasants and pretty much all the leaders. And for them to win, they just need to take out a certain number of my units. So it's already a tough setup. So starting out, ideally, I want to be able to take out King Theoden before anyone else, since he's the weakest enemy leader, and he's also their best leader in terms of just command points. So it would be very ideal if I could take out King Theoden first, because that would really set them back, because he's a great leader, but he's not very tough. But a lot of it is very variable and kind of depends on what the AI decides to do. It's not always very consistent. In fact, the AI is not consistent on this level, which is partly what makes this level so tough, because I don't really know what the AI is going to do. I'm hoping King Theoden stays put where he's at, so that once my reinforcements show up, I can flank him and cut him down pretty easily. But I don't know that that's going to happen. So right here, Eomer has kind of wandered kind of close, so I'll get some pot shots at him, but then move on, because these guys aren't tough enough to win a fight with these Rohan riders, and also fighting Rohan riders is pointless on this level for the most part, since they're super tough and killing them doesn't actually get you any points. So I do not want to get in a protracted battle with Rohan riders. So these are the reinforcements I was talking about. The ones on the bottom still haven't shown up. So it's very nice to have these reinforcements, because that means I can actually do something. So I'll stop taking weak pot shots on King Theoden for now. And I'll use these guys to, I'll start picking off peasants while I'm waiting for guys to show up in the bottom. Even though I'm focusing on leaders, it's important to take out peasants when I can, because it does ultimately come down to taking out a certain number of peasants. That's the ultimate idea of this video. So that's what I'm going for. So now that I have these reinforcements, I can really start to do things. Unfortunately, there's no leaders at the top for the reinforcements to really fight, but I can still take out peasants and wait for my reinforcements to come in the bottom, and then once those reinforcements in the bottom come in, they will start taking out King Theoden. Okay, there are my reinforcements. So King Theoden is going to eat it. As you can see, at least relative to the other heroes, he is really not that tough. In fact, he might actually be the most fragile hero on the good side, just in general. Like, he's very mobile, he's a great leader, but he generally can't really take a punch very well. Though, unfortunately, he survived this round, but come next round, he will be dead meat. And as you can see, they're gaining points just by taking out my regular guys, which is probably what makes this tough, since my general units relative to their general units are just bad and fragile. So pretty much every turn they're going to be gaining points. Well, it's not a guarantee that I'll gain points every turn. But that's just how it goes, and that's why it's so important to cripple them by taking out their enemy leaders. As you can see, Theoden is down, so that part of the plan is going according to plan. So now, Eowyn is kind of my next target. And the Witch King can survive for a while, so I might ignore him for a little bit or slowly try to migrate him to the middle. But the most important thing is just taking out peasants right now. And sometimes these Rohan soldiers, who I don't even get points for killing, but I have to since they're just in the way. Yeah, so my warg riders, who are those wolf guys, they look like they'd be about equivalent to the Rohan riders, but as you can see, they have 19 hit points, 5 attack, versus 33 hit points, 8 attack. Like, the only advantage they have is that they have a ranged attack, but they really can't stand up to the real deal. So I got Onslaught, which I'll just use to get to move him over here. And in fact, I might even drop a Terror so that the enemy guys can't move at all, so that nothing's stopping me from moving the Witch King into this most important middle flank and using his leadership, because that's what I want to do. And I think I'll start taking on Eowyn, because she's a genuine threat on this level, since she's surprisingly tough, very mobile, a good leader, and she also has the ability to heal herself and her teammates, which can be quite annoying. So the goal is to take out Eowyn. As soon as possible. And as you can tell at the top, you might have seen that there was 3 points for the green, 4 points for the red. I'm red. So currently I'm technically 1 step ahead of the enemy, but that kind of thing sometimes only lasts so long, so I definitely don't want to get too careful or too casual. So I'm moving the Witch King over here, which is honestly an accomplishment, because sometimes these guys can be a real obstacle for him getting over here, but now that he's over here, I can use his leadership points to get a lot more done on this flank. As you can see, these guys, these wild men, are literally useless. They're literally cavemen, like fighting with clubs. I don't know why Sauron or Saruman couldn't just give them, like an axe or even like a little bit of metal to put on their clubs so that they're not just hitting people with baseball bats. But as you can see, these guys are useless, and I avoid them at all costs. And that's another thing that makes Eowyn tough. Like, I did some damage to her, but she just healed herself, so I was just wasting my time, pretty much. So if you're going to take her out, you have to do a lot of concentrated damage. But I have to hope that she won't have the spirit points to heal herself again next turn. So I'll take a chunk out of her. Okay, it looks like their spirit points are actually full again, somehow. So that's not good. So she might just heal herself. Yep, that's why she's tough. She just keeps healing herself. And I'm pretty sure she also takes reduced damage. I think she has special armor. And now the Witch King is taking a bunch of hits. So yeah, this can definitely be a tough level. And it's certainly in part because of Eowyn. Okay, the Witch King is really in dangerous territory, so I'll just get him out of the way. It's not worth investing in, a fight or trying to take on those guys, since that's not really key for points right here. So I'll try to get some of my Warg Riders around to reinforce the Warg Riders currently trying to take on Eowyn, though that is definitely not an easy, not an easy and quick thing to do. But that's what I will try to do, even though there's all these guys in the way, so it might take a second. And the nice thing about this Orc Captain is he can heal himself and also the whole team like Eowyn can. So that's a very useful, very important ability. Like if a movie were to be made of this level, this guy should, well, I'd say he should be played by Robin Williams, but Robin Williams is dead, so I didn't think that statement through. Still, this guy makes me want to say, Orc Captain, my captain. Because he is a very useful and necessary part of this level. Because that Orc Captain is a good leader who can heal your troops and is a decent fighter. And the Witch King only has one of those things going on. Though he is a super great fighter. But still, he's not as good of a leader and he can't heal your whole army. So this guy is the GOAT. So Eowyn is getting chipped down piece by piece. So I guess it's just a matter of time. And I have a full health bar, or a whole bar of spirit points. Whenever I use these abilities, these points get taken out, but they get replenished turn by turn. Yeah, I think I'll heal my guys again. And I have the points. I think I'll use terror to make their guys not be able to move. So that, Eowyn can't run away, but can only just, take it like a man when my guys kill her. That is rough because every one of those guys cost me 2 points. Like just a couple turns ago, I was tied for points with the AI, but now they're way ahead. Ah, shoot. And Eowyn has an ability Stealth, which is giving her this purple cloud, which basically makes her immune from ranged attacks, which is too bad because I think I underestimated the movement of my guys, so I can't actually attack her in melee with these guys. Which might give me no choice but to use these useless cavemen. Okay, I definitely have my fingers crossed right now. You can't see it, but my fingers are crossed because I really need to take out Eowyn. In fact, I really need to do it this turn. Come on, come on. Ah, you are useless. You are literally a Neanderthal. Why do they let these guys on the battlefield? They literally are attacking with clubs. That is a serious disappointment. Shoot, I was so close to taking out Eowyn. But even if she heals herself, I think she will still be dead meat. This by She will still be dead meat next turn. So things were looking pretty good, but Eowyn kept not dying, which definitely turned the course of the battle. So things are no longer looking that great, honestly. But that doesn't mean it's over. So if I lose 2 more regular units or 1 more warg, I'm done. So I think I actually have lost, but it's not over till it's over. Once again, 1 damage from these super useless cavemen. They really are just a liability on this level. There we go, 7 points. So, at this point, I either need to take out Eomer and kill 3 peasants, or I just need to kill all 5 peasants. I think it might just be easier to kill all the peasants. So I'll just kill all the peasants. I think that's the easiest course of action. I mean, I'm sure they would tell me to totally kill Eomer and not kill all the peasants, but oh well, I'm killing all the peasants. And this guy's taking some serious damage, and I lose if he dies, so I'm going to move him out of the way. I'm going to get a quick attack off on one of these peasants, and then he is going to go hide, because he needs to stay alive. So this course of action is actually looking like it's going pretty well. All these 2 peasants are almost dead. This one's at full health, but it's not that much health, so as long as nothing goes terribly, I might be able to just win this level after all, which would be very nice. I got my fingers crossed that they don't manage to do too much damage, though it's totally conceivable that I could lose. So that orc is dead. If they take out... Okay, good. They're just going for the Witch King, which is fine since he has plenty of health. I was worried they were going to go for this caveman, who is full health, but not that much health. So things are looking pretty tense. I might lose by like a single point. In fact, this Witch King this wild man is such a liability. I might just try to move him out of the way. Like, he's still within range of Eomer, but I don't think Eomer will chase him. Because if he dies, I lose. And these 2 Warg Riders have enough health, and I hope they just go for the Witch King, who he can take a beating. So fingers crossed. This is the last level, or this is the last round of this level, pretty much. So it worked that my fingers were crossed. I guess I might have magic fingers. So, come on. 1 more peasant. Okay, so I'll swoop him in. Come on, do enough damage. Yes! There we go. That was tight. That was tense. If the AI had gone for that wild man, if one thing had gone different, I could have lost, but I won. I'm very glad I won because this is a very tough level to beat, and it's tough to actually capture myself beating it on camera. Definitely this is not the first time I've tried, but that is very satisfying. Thank you for watching. Have a good Christmas. Or if you don't celebrate Christmas, have a good Hanukkah. Have a good Kwanzaa. Have a good Marsupial Day. Have a good National Pie Day. I don't know. Happy holidays. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.